Yugoslavia was established by the unification of several South Slavic nations into a single state. It was created by the countries that are now Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Slovenia, and Kosovo. Yugoslavia existed from 1918 to 1992. The idea of uniting the South Slavic peoples emerged towards the end of World War I. Leading this idea were the Serbs, Slovenians, and Croats, who in 1917 gathered in London to form the Yugoslav Committee. The collapse of the Austria-Hungarian monarchy accelerated the momentum of South Slavic nationalism. Croatia, which had been the scene of a series of uprisings, decided in 1918 to end its allegiance to Hungary. Following this decision, Slovenia and then the Serbs also chose to join the newly formed Yugoslavia. The country's first constitution was adopted on June 28, 1921, during the coalition government of Serbs and Bosnian Muslims. This nation was uniquely complex, famously described by its president as one country with two alphabets, three languages, four religions, five nationalities, six republics, bordered by seven neighbors, and home to 8 ethnic minorities. The diverse blend of cultures and identities within Yugoslavia eventually led to its division. Before we can discuss how Yugoslavia fell apart, we first need to understand its origins. Yugoslavia began as a concept. For centuries, this region had been dominated by foreign powers, especially the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. However, most of the people living there were neither Austrian, Hungarian, nor Ottoman. They were Slavic people. Before the Slavs migrated to the Balkans in the 6th century, the region was inhabited by various peoples, including the Illyrians and Thracians. The Illyrians, who established the oldest civilization in the region, were largely assimilated by the Slavs, while the Thracians were known for their metalworking and influenced Greek culture. The idea of Yugoslavia emerged as a vision of a unified state for Slavic people, ruled by Slavs themselves. This concept developed around the same time that Germany and Italy unified, with their own national identities also centered on ethnic unity. However, the Yugoslav idea faced a challenge. While Serbia and Montenegro had achieved independence from the Ottoman Empire in 1878, the majority of what would become Yugoslavia remained under Austria-Hungarian control. The Austria-Hungarian Empire wasn't willing to give up a significant portion of its territory just to allow Slavs to establish their own nation right next door. However, World War I changed the situation. During the war, Serbia and Montenegro were occupied by the Austria-Hungarian Empire, causing their governments to flee to allied countries. In 1917, leaders from Montenegro, Serbia, and representatives from the Austro-Hungarian regions of Slovenia, Croatia, Vojvodina, and Bosnia-Herzegovina came together to declare their intention to unite into a new nation. They named this new country the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, Slovenians. The Allies supported this move as they favored breaking up the Austria-Hungarian Empire into smaller states. By the end of World War I, Austria-Hungary began to disintegrate. Revolutions erupted in Vienna and Budapest, the capitals of the Austrian and Hungarian regions of the empire. Shortly after, the Czech Republic and Slovakia declared their independence. The empire's southern territories declared their own independence, leading to the liberation of Serbia and Montenegro. These regions then unified to officially form the Kingdom of Slovenes, Croats, and Serbs. Over time, additional territories were incorporated into the kingdom, including 4 small Bulgarian regions and the monastery of Saint Naum. In 1929, they changed their country's British-style name to the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, meaning the land of the South Slavs, derived from the word Yugo, means South, and Slavia, Slavs. However, this kingdom didn't last long. In 1941, Hungary, Germany, and Italy decided to visit for World War II. While Yugoslavia's army surrendered, its people didn't. Instead, Yugoslavia organized the largest resistance movement of any occupied nation in Europe. By 1945, the people of Yugoslavia has successfully expelled the Axis forces from their land, with only minimal support from allied nations. After taking control, they transformed Yugoslavia into a socialist state, renaming it the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. The nation was founded on 3 principles: equal recognition of various ethnicities, a socialist managed economy, and the organization of 6 equal republics: Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, Macedonia, Croatia, each with significant autonomy. Additionally, Vojvodina and Kosovo were granted autonomy within Serbia. Yugoslavia creation was based on principles that both united and ultimately contributed to its breakup. The country initiated aligned with the Soviet Union but began distancing itself in 1948 due to leadership disagreements. In the 1960s and 70s, political reforms shifted power from the central government to individual republics, setting the stage for future conflicts. These reforms, including granting the republics an autonomous region greater control over their own economies, increasing their influence in the central government, and allowing them to establish local armed forces separate from the national military. Despite these changes, one thing remained largely unchanged: the president of the country. After World War II, Joseph Tito became the president of Yugoslavia and held this position until his death. And that wraps up the first part of our journey into the breakup of Yugoslavia. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who might be interested. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be exploring even more about the complex events that led to the dissolution of Yugoslavia. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next part of this video. Stay curious and keep learning.